Kids have very strong emotions that can overpower them at times, making them feel scared or helpless or out of control. And as parents, we bear the brunt of dealing with their behavior during those times. So that's two great reasons why one of the most important things that you can do is to teach your child coping skills. The strategies that psychologists like me use to help kids handle difficult emotions and navigate challenging situations effectively. Everything from the ice cream shop not having their favorite flavor today to that kid at school who's been giving them a tough time. Coping skills help kids better manage their daily stressors, and that helps make parenting easier and more enjoyable. So it's a win-win. In this video, I'll share 3 proven coping skills for kids that you can teach your child to help them better ride the wave of emotion the next time that they get upset. The third one is something you can start doing today, so get ready for action. On to coping skill number 1. Has your child ever been so upset that they seem like they just have to hit or scream or do something to get those big emotions out? That's fine for them to do, but there's something that might work even better. Research has actually shown that punching something to release that anger can actually increase feelings of anger and aggression in some kids. So what should you encourage your child to do instead? It turns out that kids who are asked to sit quietly when angry experience lower levels of anger and aggression. So the next time that your child is very upset, you might ask them to take a break from the situation and try to calm themselves down. How? By using other helpful coping skills. Things like breathing, listening to music, or visualizing a calm space. Now, you might worry that this is teaching them to suppress their emotions. Keep in mind that this is an in-the-moment coping skill to use when your child's emotions are really out of control. They're just too big for them to manage. After they calm down, you can talk about what made them so upset. Share that having strong emotions is very normal and help them to identify the name of the emotion that they experienced. Maybe it was sadness or anger or frustration to help build their emotional intelligence. And you can brainstorm other ways to handle those big emotions the next time that they happen. So for example, you might suggest that if they start to feel a little angry, that they tell you, and you can together suggest that they take a little downtime before they return to the activity that's causing them to get so upset. Now, big emotions can be tough for kids, and sometimes a little break from the situation is what they need to get their emotions under control. Coping skill number 2 can be used in combination with taking a break. I find it's really helpful for parents who worry that their child will feel isolated or abandoned if they try the taking a break strategy. And that's because this tip involves creating a calming corner for your child to use when their emotions start to rise. So where is a calming corner? It can be a corner of the playroom, their bedroom, the living room, a box that you keep tucked away and pull out whenever needed. It doesn't actually have to be a corner of a room. It's just a set space that feels very calming, or where you can take the supplies to make it feel very calming. So what is it? It involves relaxing activities. Maybe it's fidget toys. Maybe it's soft fabrics. Maybe it's their favorite blanket. It could be enjoyable flavors. It could be Tic Tacs. It could be enjoyable scents. Maybe there's a perfume that they like to smell. And how does this work? It provides comfort in a time of distress. So just as when they were younger, you held them and snuggled with them for comfort, now they're starting to develop their own settings aside from you that are also comforting. And when can you use this? So anytime that they want, they can use it, but especially when they're feeling that their emotions are really flaring. So ideally before they get too out of control, so you can help them to identify when they feel their emotions rising, this is the time to go to the calming corner and help keep them from really getting out of control. You might say something like, "You seem like you're getting a little upset. I wonder if this would be a good time to enjoy some time in your calming corner." And now this doesn't have to be done alone, so that's the difference from taking a break as a strategy. That is more of a separate from the moment and have some alone time strategy. Whereas this can be used that way, separate from the moment and spend some time in a really comfortable area. Or it can also be done in tandem. It's okay to bring other people into the calming corner as long as it helps keep their emotions from escalating even further. The other difference, of course, is that you have the specifically calming items in the calming corner. It can be fascinating to see what items your child selects to put in their calming corner. And pop a note in the comments about what your child chose, and maybe we can spark some ideas for other parents creating their own calming corners at home. The calming corner can help your child feel more grounded, help their emotions come back into that normal range, and gives you a great solution to help avoid total meltdowns. I hope it works wonders for your child. So far, you've learned 2 coping skills to teach your child to use when their emotions start soaring, and there are many more coping skills that I teach in my parent coaching program. As important as in-the-moment coping skills are for kids, there's something equally important for helping your child manage strong emotions that often doesn't get as much attention. And that's why our 3rd coping skill is focused on preventative measures, the things that you can start doing today to help buoy your child's emotional reserves so that the next big wave of emotion doesn't hit them quite so hard. Take sleep, for example. Sleep can have a huge impact on mood and emotion regulation. Think of the last time you were tired. Were you more irritable? Were you less patient? Were you disinterested in what other people wanted of you? Sleep is essential for physical and mental health, and ensuring that your child gets enough sleep is something that parents often have a great deal of control over, and it's often neglected as a major way to help your child cope with daily stressors. But have you ever noticed that they're more edgy when they're tired? Just like adults. And if you're unsure of how much sleep your child needs at their current age, I'll link to another episode of mine in the description that covers exactly that. Other preventative measures for kids to increase coping skills include having a healthy diet with regular snacks to avoid low energy dips, having regular opportunities for play and fun built into their daily schedule to get breaks from other pressure-packed activities like school, and having frequent outdoor playtime to boost your child's mood, and having a sense of control or autonomy. So being sure that your child has a say in what happens to them throughout the day, from what they wear to what they eat to what activities they do. You can still guide them and set the boundaries, but knowing that they have a say in their lives sets them up to be able to better manage their daily frustrations. These preventative measures don't negate the need for in-the-moment coping skills, but they make it less likely that your child will need to call upon their coping skills, and more likely that the specific coping skills will be effective because their emotions will stay closer to that midline and less at the extremes when they're well-rested, well-fed, etc. So take a moment to think about whether your child could make any adjustments along the lines of preventative measures and teach your child the specific coping skills that we covered today. I hope that helps your child to better navigate those tricky, big emotions in the future, and that you find your parenting experience gets easier and easier as your child develops greater emotion regulation skills. Now, just as your child has trouble managing big emotions, parents often struggle with very big emotions too. And that's why I made this next video on my top 3 coping skills for parents to call upon in overwhelming parenting situations. Keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey.